Demetrious Johnson has advised Sean Strickland to rethink his fighting style after his loss to Dricus du Plessis. Demetrious feels that Sean's reliance on the Philly shell defense might be limiting him. To keep advancing in his career, he believes Sean needs to broaden his skill set and add more tools to his game. On his YouTube channel, Demetrious said, "I know you guys always say I'm a Sean Strickland hater, but I'm not. I basically call it how I see it. Sean Strickland has a style where he would not deviate from whether he's losing a 5-round decision or if he's winning a 5-round decision. He will not deviate from that Philly shell style with that beautiful jab he has, along with the 1-1-2 and 1-1 wide 4. He will not deviate from that. The teeps and the push kicks, he's been doing that style from the very beginning in the past 4 years of his career, and he will do it for the next 4 years of his career. In order to get better in the sport, you have to take the time, swallow your pride, swallow your ego, and put yourself in a position where you're going to force yourself to evolve and get better and learn new tools. That's the only way you're going to become a better fighter in this game. Otherwise, people who are younger, who will take the time to evolve and get better, are always going to beat you. Stipe Miocic gave Tom Aspinall some advice if he ends up fighting John Jones. Stipe faced John himself last November and took a 3rd-round TKO loss. Based on that experience, he told Tom to avoid making the same mistakes he made in that fight. Speaking to the Schmo, Stipe said, "Don't do what I did. Tom is super tough and he hits hard, moves well, he's a big man. If he stays calm under the situation and whatever happens, he just stays calm, I think he'll be fine. If he picks his shots and he's smart with what he does, I think he'll do fine." Stipe also weighed in on the current best heavyweight fighter, choosing Francis Ngannou over John Jones. Stipe continued, I'd go Francis over John Jones just because he's tearing it up. He's doing great with his boxing. I'd go Francis." John Jones responded to this quote. He reposted it to his Instagram story and wrote, "Of course." Luke Rockhold didn't hold back in his criticism of Sean Strickland's performance at UFC 312. He agreed with the sentiment that Sean projects an image of a relentless fighter willing to fight to the death, but fails to back it up in the octagon. Furthermore, Luke asserted that Sean will never earn another title shot. Speaking to Ariel Helwani, Luke said, "If someone breaks your nose, you've got to fight like a fucking man and sack up. We all watched the fight, and we all heard a guy talk about to the death. Dutchman to the death. This motherfucker talks such a big game. Then he bitches out and basically quits in the fight after he breaks his nose. What are you worried about? You have a title fight, a world title is on the line. That's all you want, that's all you dreamed of, and you're more worried about fixing your fucking nose than fucking winning and biting down in your mouthpiece and doing what you've got to do. It shows your true character. That's what the cage is all about. When has he ever fucking put his ass on the line and fucking bit down and really went for it through the whole process of a fight, not just the last 10 seconds of a round? The guy is nonstop. He's not finishing any big fights. I'll tell you that. Look at him out there talking, just talking. I'm just tired of fake people. You just see everything that he presents himself as, which he is not. It's pretty simple. You've got to show up and lay claim to your words. If you don't, you eat a lot of shit. Trust me, I've got my fair share of shit. We all say things, sometimes it doesn't work out the best way possible, but you assume certain things you say you've got to try to do, and then there's other versions that don't come so true. Sean will never make it back to anything of substance. He proved it. He just wants to exist. He wants to exist at the top and be a part of the show. That's all he wants to do from what I see. Kamaru Usman and Henry Cejudo have different takes on a potential fight between Alex Pereira and Dricus du Plessis. Henry's backing Dricus, saying he'd put his money on him to win. Usman, on the other hand, is siding with Alex Pereira, believing he'd come out on top in the matchup.
If you're asking me now, Kamaru, who is it if we do see a matchup between Dricus, between DDP and Alex Pereira, even though I do believe that Pereira's going to beat Ankalaev, I'll definitely put my money with DDP. I think DDP stylistically is a problem, dude. And I know DDP's going to go in there and fucking wrestle. And I think with the grappling, I think that could be very problematic. But there's one thing that I will say is he will need to be careful because Alex Pereira does a really good job of countering. And there's a lot of little sloppy things that DDP does. But I think I'll put my strengths and his mixing of the fighting against a guy like against a guy like Alex Pereira.
But if he does move up, Henry, like you were saying, I don't know if I favor him against Alex Pereira. That's blasphemy.
Yeah.
You said that. That's blasphemy.
No. But I dude, I would not count this dude out, man, just because stylistically. But I will say this about DDP is he understands the game, bro. He got on that mic. He says, "Is there anybody else that wants to?" Like, he's literally selling that fight.
Dustin Poirier has confirmed that the UFC is working on booking him a fight in New Orleans this summer, though his opponent hasn't been officially revealed yet. There's been some talk about a potential matchup with Paddy Pimblett, but Dustin has shut down those rumors, saying legends only. Speaking to Front Office Sports, Dustin said, "I was worried when I first came to them with the idea that I want to retire at home in Louisiana, that they would be against it, but surprisingly, they were down to push it forward and try to make it happen for me. I think we're close. I think this summer we could have a fight in New Orleans. It is 100% not Paddy Pimblett. Legends only. I'm not going to retire fighting Paddy Pimblett." Aljamain Sterling is beginning to view Dricus du Plessis as the Floyd Mayweather of MMA. He's been thinking about a potential fight between Dricus and Khamzat Chimaev. And after seeing Dricus's recent performances, Aljo finds it hard to bet against him. He believes Khamzat will need to finish Dricus early if he wants to have a chance. Otherwise, it could be a tough fight for him.
I'm still torn on this one because I'm starting to feel like Dricus is the Mayweather of MMA, bro. Of the middleweight division. Like, there's just... Like, how can you bet against this guy at this point? It's a hard sell to bet against this guy. Khamzat is he's a bulldozer, but Khamzat's gonna need to get him out of there in the first round. I think if he lets that fight get out of the first, and he goes crazy like he normally does, that's a bad place to be with a guy like Dricus who just keeps going up as the fight's progressing in 25 minutes. That's what makes it so intriguing. It's just like, can Khamzat dog him in the first 5 minutes, come out, kill everybody, brother, kill everybody, and just go nuts. Like, if he takes him down,
Gilbert Burns was this close to beating him.
Super close, but there was some issues that we've heard about behind the scenes, for whatever it was, and the fight was close, very close. So whatever, the fight played out the way it played out. But I just think the physicality of Dricus is something to really look at for anyone making a bet on this fight and really trying to break it down. Khamzat is normally the bully. I don't know if he's bullying Dricus, bro.
Right.
I just don't see him going in there, picking him up and just slamming him down. I know they say he does that to heavyweights and 205ers, but Dricus can actually wrestle.
Yeah. And
he's a big, strong dude, and he has really good jiu-jitsu. It seems like he has a crazy squeeze too. So that's why for me, I'm like, yo, this is gonna be a great fight. I actually hope they grapple. I really hope they grapple.
Ilia Topuria recently mentioned he's interested in moving up to lightweight to challenge Islam Makhachev for the title. But Paddy Pimblett, who's had a rivalry with Ilia for a while, doesn't think that move will actually happen. On his recent appearance on Blood Red, Paddy goes, "I can't see Ilia fighting Islam. He's only defended the belt once. Normally, you need to defend the belt like 3 times. And he's not that big of a star. He's not Conor McGregor to just jump right up and fight for the other belt. So I can't personally see that happening, but we'll see what happens. I heard Ilia's headlining UFC 314 against Volkanovski, but you don't know until it's finalized with the UFC." Joe Rogan has shown interest in seeing Ilia Topuria move up to lightweight to challenge Islam Makhachev for the title, even though Ilia has only had 1 featherweight title defense so far. Ilia is rumored to be defending his belt in a rematch against Alexander Volkanovski at UFC 314 in Miami, though that fight still hasn't been officially confirmed. Joe said, "As crazy as it sounds, I hope Ilia goes up to 155. I really do. Alexander Volkanovski did it at 145. Ilia goes up to 55. I don't care if he only defended the title 1 time or didn't. Who cares? Let's go. Let's fucking go. It'd be nice to see him fight some of the other contenders at featherweight, but also, who cares? Let's go. Let's go." Joe Rogan also weighed in on the potential rematch between Ilia Topuria and Alexander Volkanovski, saying he'd prefer to see Volk face another contender before getting another shot at Topuria. Joe continued, If you want to make the big fight for July, is it the Volkanovski rematch? I don't know. Volkanovski people probably want to see him win one. He gets beaten by Islam in the first fight. He gets KO'd by Islam in the second fight. And then he gets KO'd by Ilia. So 2 KO losses in a row, 1 decision. Even though he's a legend, you kind of want to see him beat another contender. Maybe I wouldn't hate the rematch. It's one of those ones where I hope Alex is 100% and I want to see it. But he shouldn't have fought him that quickly after getting KO'd by Islam. 3 months, 4 months later, he took a shot. Khamzat Chimaev has been taking shots at Alex Pereira on social media today. For those who don't know, Alex and Khamzat have been going back and forth for years. Before Alex fought Israel Adesanya for the second time at UFC 287, ESPN sat down with him and got his thoughts on various fighters. Alex had good things to say about everyone except Khamzat.
Whitaker.
Guerreiro.
John Jones.
Guerreiro.
Jamal Hill.
Bom.
Yuri Prohaska.
Muito bom.
Israel Adesanya.
Guerreiro.
Khamzat Chimaev.
Today, Khamzat posted a photo on X of Alex getting knocked out by Izzy, writing, "Sama wake up," with a laughing, crying emoji. He then followed up with another knockout photo, simply writing Sama. And that's gonna wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos.